Hello and welcome to my channel, Crochet and Copy. My name is Judy. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this lovely granny square belt. I think it came out pretty nice, pretty nice. There are different buckle. I wanted to show you how to attach this buckle because that's the one I like. But I can use the black because it's hard with the tutorial to show you the black yarn. So I went ahead and show you in the red. And that makes it a little easier, and that's how you attach it. With this buckle, if you want to use this buckle, it's fine too, but you have to do more sewing, see, because you have to attach it to the middle. So you attach it here and attach it here. So you will add more of the rows for the single crochet in order for that to attach it, this buckle. And also too, if you want to adjust the size of the belt, just add more granny squares because this is a small size belt. Okay, so you're aware of that. So just add more granny squares and your belt get larger. Here is the measurement of our belt. These are supplies we're going to be using to make our belt. I'll go over them with you. We're going to be using two different kinds of yarn. The first one we use is the TYH supplies. It's the assorted colors, and 20 is in a pack, but of course I use some of them already. It's 100% acrylic and it's 3DK weight. It's only 22 yards, so they're tiny, they're very small, so this works perfect for the granny squares. The next yarn we use is the Peach and Cream, the original. It's medium 4 and 100% cotton, and the color is red, and this is 120 yards. So with this one, this is our main yarn, and we almost used the whole ball of it. Okay, so you're aware of it. The hook we use is the E4. It's a 3.50 millimeter. We're going to be using yarn needle, stitch marker, a scissors, and lastly our buckle. And the buckle that I have is 1.5 inches. Okay, I think it looks so pretty, so cute. It's so cute. And of course I put all of this information where I got the different supplies. I put it in the description, so check that out in the description. Okay, you'll find all that information. I put as much as I can in there for you so you could know where I got all my supplies from. So let's get started. So for you to get started, go ahead and take out whatever color you prefer to get started with, and that's what we're going to use with. So we're going to start off with the TYH yarn first. Okay, so that's the small one, so go ahead and take out any one you want, and then we get started with that yarn. So we're going to start off with the TYH supply yarn, and of course I choose the color yellow. It's up to you what color you want to choose. Okay, so we're going to start off with a slip knot stitch, and this is the way I'm comfortable in doing my slip knot stitch. I take the yarn, drape it over my 2 fingers, let it fall to the back, and take my hook, put it between my 2 fingers, and I pull up a loop of yarn, and I have a knot, so just tighten that knot against my hook, and that's it. So now we're going to chain 4, and a chain is just yarn over, pull across, yarn over, and pull across, yarn over, pull across, yarn over, and pull across, and that's it. And that's our 4 chain. Now we're going to close it up, make it into a little circle. So we're going to go into the first chain that we did from our hook, and we're just going to slip stitch in there. And the slip stitches just go into that chain, and then you pull up a loop, hold that loop on your hook, and then pull across. And that's it. We made a little circle. It was really tight and hard to see, so I'll try to open it up because we're going to be working in there, right there, right? Just be careful where you put it. Don't put, when we start working in the center, into the where we put the slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook. Okay, so just open it up so you can work in there, and the more you work and put more stitch in there, it's going to open up. Okay, So to continue, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to put my stitch marker in, and I'm going to put it to the back where the little bar of our chain is. Okay, so when I go to close up to complete round 1, I'm already there, and it's easy, and I just slide my hook in there and it's gonna work. If you could see, it's where I have it hooked. Okay, it's in the back of the chain 3. All right, so now we're gonna do double crochet, and we're gonna do it in the center of our little circle. And a double crochet, to do a double crochet is you yarn over your hook, and then you go into the center of our little circle, and you pull up a loop of yarn. So now you have 3 loops of yarn on your hook, yarn over, pull across the first 2, and you have 2 remaining to complete it, yarn over and pull across. So let's do another one. Yarn over, go into our center of our little circle, pull up a loop of yarn, and then you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull across the first 2, and then to complete that double crochet, yarn over, pull across the last 2. That's it. And just a reminder, that chain 3 that we did does count as our first double crochet. So there you go, you have 3 double crochet to start off with, and now we're going to chain 2. And I showed you how to do chain already. Just yarn over, pull through, and keep your chain loose. Okay, another 1, 2. So now we're going to put additional 3 more double crochet right into our center of our little circle. Yarn over, 3 loops, remember, on your hook, yarn over, pull across the first 2, yarn over, pull across the last 2. Show you one more time. Yarn over your hook, go into the circle, yarn over, pull up 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull across the first 2, 2 remaining, yarn over, complete it. So do one more. Okay, so we did one more. So now the pattern is you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to do additional 3 double crochet. So you're going to do that 2 more times. All right, so do that for 2 more times, and then when you meet back, I meet you back at the stitch marker. Okay, so what you're going to do is, we did the chain 2 already, so do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, and I'll meet you there. So you're going to end off with the chain 2. Okay, and when you finish, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so by doing that, now we make little corners, as you see, as we went along. So I already chained the 2, and now where our stitch marker is, I'm going to tell you, put it to the back of our chain 3. So we're just going to slide our hook right through there. That's why I said it helps me out. And then we're going to slip stitch right there. So pull up a loop on your hook, and then you're going to pull across the other loop we have on our hook. There you go, and that's a slip stitch. Okay, and that's to complete round 1, and that's also to close up our little round that we have. Okay, so we're going to pull up a nice size little tail. I grab my scissors and I'm going to cut it off because we're going to tuck this in later. And then we're going to start round 2, and then choose another color yarn that you want to use from the TYH supply, and I'll show you how to join it and how to start round 2. Okay, to start round 2, the color of the TYH supply yarn I use is the purple, but of course use the color you want. So now to join the new color yarn, you find any of our corner. I'll choose this one right here, and then give it a tail because we got to tuck it in later. And then just take your hook, put it through that corner, take the, see I'm holding my yarn, and then just take it and wrap it over your hook, and then pull up a loop of yarn, and that's it. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, that counts as our first double crochet. So to remind me where to go, take out my stitch marker, put my stitch marker, remember, in the back little bar of my chain. Okay, so now we're going to put 2 more double crochet right there. All right, okay, so we have 3. Now remember, you count that chain 3 as a double crochet, so we have 3 double crochet. So you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in that same corner, that space, we're going to add an additional 3 double crochet. Okay, so that's it. So that's for our first corner and our pattern that's starting to shape out. So now to move on to our next corner, that's right here. You chain 1. So this is the pattern for round 2. And now you're going to do your first set of 3 double crochet. And then remember, when you finish with those 3 double set of crochet, you're going to chain 2 and put an additional double crochet in there. All right, so go ahead and do that. When you finish that, I'll meet you there. That's how we look when we put 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. So that's the pattern now you're going to do. So you're going to chain 1 so that we could reach over to the next corner. And the next corner, remember, start off with 3 double crochet, you chain your 2, and then put an additional 3 more double crochet, and do that for this corner. And then you're going to chain 1 and meet back at our stitch marker, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I chain my 1 and I follow that pattern. So we made, that's our round 2, how we look. So now with that chain 1, makes us go back to where we started. So we're going to do a slip stitch right here, and remember, I just used the stitch marker as my guide. Go into that chain and then pull up a loop. See if you can see it right there, and then you're just going to pull across, and that's your slip stitch to complete it and to hold it in place or round 2. So go ahead and pull up a nice little tail and cut it off, and I'll show you how to start round 3. So I'm going to show you how to attach the yarn again, because I showed you already, but remember, give it a tail, take your hook, and at any corner you prefer, take your hook, put it there, and just take your yarn, loop it over your hook, and pull up, loop, and that's it. And then remember to do your chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and of course take your stitch marker and put it at the last chain 3 we did. So I moved my stitch marker up, and now again we're going to remember, you count that first set of chain 3 as one of our double crochet. So go ahead and put 2 other double crochet in our same corner. All right, so this is 1, and then do another one. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then put an additional 3 more double crochet into that same corner. So we did that. We put those 3 additional double crochet into a corner. So chain 1, and now this is the pattern. So from round 2, whenever we had that chain 1 space, we're also going to put 3 double crochet right there. Okay, so it's from round 2 to chain 1 space, and just go ahead and put 3 double crochet right there. So we put those 3 double crochet there. So now you're going to chain 1, and remember, this is our pattern. So the next corner we're going to be doing the 3 double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2 and put an additional 3 double crochet, and that's the pattern for round 3. All right, so go ahead and do that for this corner. Now the chain 1 space from round 2, you're going to put 3 double crochet here. So you're going to chain 1, and then you get to the corner, and do the same thing with the 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1 before you get here to your next corner. And when you get to the stitch marker, because you should end off with the chain 1, I'll meet you there and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we did that pattern where we did for the chain 1 from round 2. We put 3 double crochets there, and then for our corners we put 3 double crochet to start off with, chain 2, an additional 3 double crochet, and we got to the pattern to up to our last 3 double crochet into that chain 1 space from round 2, and I chain 1 already. So all you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, and you're going to pull up a nice size loop of yarn and cut it off, and that's it for round 3. Okay, so we did that. We finished our last round to do for round 3. So now I'm going to show you how to tuck in our ends, okay, that we left earlier. So I'm going to start off with the last one we did first. So of course, grab your yarn needle and then just attach it. What I've found to work for me is to go right underneath our inner chain 3 space that we did when we started the round. Go straight in there with our yarn needle and pull it. Then it gives us, makes it, to me, looks a little better that way for this project we're working on. Now you flip it, and we're going to start hiding our little tail inside, or I shouldn't say inside, on the wrong side of our work, okay? Because this is the right side of our work, and this would be the wrong side of our work. All right, so find any of our little stitches as our inside and just start weaving it in, hiding our little tail. Okay, I think that's enough time, so I'm just going to pull it across. That's it. Grab my scissors and cut off my first little tuck-in tail. That's for the first one. Okay, I'll show you one more time. The yellow one. Just remember, this is on the wrong side of our work. And I'm using the color of the actual to go into that to hide our tail, the color that I'm tucking in. I'm not going into the other colors that I don't have my tail attached to my yarn needle. Okay, so I think it makes it hide better and looks better that way. Okay, I think that's enough. Just grab the scissors, cut off the next one. So I won't show you how to do the others, okay? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. But do the exact same thing that we just did, and then when you finish with it, I'll show you what to do next. So this is how we look when we complete tucking in our ends. This is the back, and this is the front. So now you're going to go ahead and do additional 8 more, because we need 9 of our granny squares to complete doing our belt. So you're going to do the first 2 rounds is pick any color you want, but the 3rd round you stay with the main color, okay? And that's the red. So go ahead and do the exact same thing we just did 8 more times, and when you finish that, I'll meet you there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick and line them up how you want to, or how you want to join them. All right, so we're going to join our granny squares together, and we're going to use what's called the mattress stitch to do that. So I attach my yarn needle, and using the main color, I cut off a new piece of yarn about 15 to 16 inches. Okay, so cut off that much, and then attach a yarn needle, and then I start showing you how to sew them together, the mattress stitch. And we're going to sew them with the right side facing us. Okay, so I'll show you, like, I'm going to sew it like this up the sides. All right, we're going to sew it, put it like this, but to start off, since our yarn is not attached, I want to attach it, and we're going to start off with the one not facing us but facing out. So I'm going to take my yarn needle, and then I'm going to go right next to where we do that chain 2 space, the first stitch right there, and go through it and just pull the yarn, and I'm going to stop. I give it a tail because we're going to tuck that in later also, and then come back to the other one and find the same spot too, also where you have right next to the corner, that first stitch right there, and go underneath the 2 loops that we have. Okay, pull across, and then you're going to go right back where we first started on. This is just to anchor it. Okay, go right back where we first went through, pull it, and then come one more time back to where the other granny square is. Okay, and just pull it. All right, and then that's the inside so far. I give it a little, make sure it stays. Okay, so now we're going to use the top layer of our stitches that we have on the side. Okay, and then we're going to line them up and just use it as we go along. We're going to back and forth and underneath. So find the next stitch that's right here, go underneath, and then you come through here back to the other side, and then you go find the other one, the other side, and that's all we're going to do, and that's to sew it up. And what I also do, since we just started, I just give it a little tug, so not too tight but not too loose, from the end that we have, and then the part that we're sewing. Pull them together, right, so it gets nice and tight. Okay, so I'll show you a couple more times because we're out this way now, the one that's facing us. Go back to the other side, see right there, go through there, and then come out the next side, and then as you go along, just find them. Like I said, just give it a little, not too tight, but so it's not too loose. Okay, and that's it. That's what you're going to do till you get to the end, and when you get to the end, I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I made it to the last stitch to do before we get to that corner spot of our granny square, because I don't want to use the corner. So now what you're going to do is we're going to tuck it inside so that we can weave in the end. Okay, so just go back, tuck it in. That's the wrong side. Okay, and that's our front. And since we're attached and we have the tail, we could just go ahead and start tucking it inside. What I like to do is just go underneath one of the first yarn that we have and just do a little knot right there, so it stays extra. Okay, and then I could weave in the tail, and there's all the stitch on the wrong side of our work. That makes it easy that we can hide our tail. So I won't show you how to tuck in this tail, but by now, because we did so many tails, you know how to do it. So that's it. So I'm going to tuck it in a little bit more till I feel comfortable with it, and cut off that end. So go ahead and attach the other granny squares as whatever color or whatever pattern you want to follow. go ahead and just attach them, and when you finish putting all of them together, I'll show you what to do next. So we finished sewing all our pieces together, our granny squares, and this is how we look. And this is the right side, and then this is the wrong side. So we're going to put one single crochet around. So you could add it the main color yarn at any corner you prefer. I'm going to use this corner right here. So our main color yarn, and we're going to attach it the same way we've been attaching it right here. Okay, give it a little tail, and we're just going to do one chain, and this is just going to hold it in place. Okay, and also we're going to do one single crochet into that same corner. So a single crochet is you go into that corner and you're going to pull up a loop. So you have 2 loops of yarn on your hook, yarn over, and you're going to pull across 2 of them. And so that I know that I get back to where I started from, I'm going to put my stitch marker in that first single crochet we did right there. So see that first stitch right there? It'll be right here next to our corner. We're going to skip that stitch, okay? And then the next stitch will be right here. We're going to do another single crochet. So go right in, pull up a loop, 2 loops of yarn on your hook, yarn over, pull across those 2, and the next stitch right here, also a single crochet. So go into that stitch, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull across. Okay, see that chain 1 space that we have? We're just going to put 1 single crochet right there. That's it. And then the next stitch right there, we're going to skip that one, and we go to the next stitch, and a single crochet, remember again, is just go into that stitch, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull across 2 of them. That's it. So that's to do a single crochet. So this is the pattern we're going to follow around till we get to the next corner. Okay, that'll be at the end. So single crochet, the next stitch, and then remember to chain 1 space, just do 1 single crochet right there, and then you skip the next stitch and the following stitch, 1 single crochet, next stitch, 1 single crochet. So we made it here to the corner of our granny square. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into that, it would have been the chain 2 space, and we're just going to put 1 single crochet and go over to the next corner, that would be the chain 2 space, and just put 1 single crochet. Then the next stitch right there, you skip it and go into the next one, and just 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then the chain 1 space, you put 1 single crochet, and then remember you skip. So this is what you're going to do till you get all the way to this corner, and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, so again, you skip this stitch, the following 2 single crochet, the chain 1 space, just do a single crochet around it, and then you skip that one, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in the chain 2 space, and then you skip that first stitch, and the next 2 you just put single crochet. Okay, so keep on working with that pattern till you get to the next corner here, and I'll meet you there. So we made it to the corner. So for the corner, what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 single crochet into that corner. All right, you know how to do the single crochet because that's what we've been doing. And now we're not going to skip any when we turn it to the side to work on it. You're just going to put 1 single crochet in each of our stitch. Okay, and then of course the chain 1 space, 1 single crochet, and then when you get to this corner you put 2 single crochet, and then I'll meet you there. So from that corner with the 2 single crochet we put here, we only put 11 single crochet, and then we get to the next corner right here, we put the 2 single crochet. For the small size belt, for you to do 1 single crochet from where we started, where we put our stitch marker, to all the way till we get to the first corner to do, you get 89 stitches. Okay, so that's 89 before you get to the corner where you put the 2 single crochet. And that's for the small size belt, because remember, if you're going to do more of the granny squares to make the belt to fit your size, to be a little larger, of course you're going to have more stitches. So that's why I didn't specifically tell you how many single crochet to put, because it's adjustable and you could adjust it to where you want. But I did 89 till I got to the corner. Okay, so we turn it. Now we're going to work on the other side, and the same pattern that we did when we first started, how we were doing that. We skipped that first stitch right there, and then with the other 2 we put 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space, we put 1 single crochet. So that's the same pattern we're going to do till we get all the way back to our stitch marker. So continue working with that pattern and I'll meet you there. So skip the first stitch, next stitch you put 1 single crochet, and the next stitch single crochet, the chain 1 space, a single crochet, and that's how we look. Okay, so we made it to the corner where we did, like how we did this corner, we made it over here. So now we turn it and we're going to put 2 single crochet right in that corner. It's 1 and 2, and then remember, the next stitch we don't skip, we're going to go right in there and we're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. And then when you get to the corner right here, I'll show you what to do next also. Okay, so just put 1 single crochet and then I'll meet you there. We did that for 11 times, just 1 single crochet, and also 2 we did when we did over here, we got our 89. Okay, just so you're aware of. So now when we started the corner, we only put 1 single crochet there, and that's where we have our stitch marker. So to finish off, we're going to put 1 more single crochet right into that corner. So it's like the first corner we started. All right, just 1 single crochet, and then you're just going to pull up a nice size little tail. You cut it off, and then I'll show you how to finish off by doing the invisible join, so we could complete that part of our project. Okay, so now I cut off my yarn, I attach my yarn needle, so I'm going to show you how we're going to weave it in. So where we have our stitch marker, we're just going to go right there, take out our stitch marker, and then just pull it through, and then turn it towards us in the back, and we're just going to weave it in. So I'm going to go back to where our yarn was coming from, go in there, just that loop, the back loop. Okay, but it's facing us, so it will be like the front loop, and there you go. That's how we would do it. Okay, and now just go ahead and weave it in as we've been weaving in so many times with this project. A lot of weaving in. Okay, so you know how to do that. I won't show you how to do that. So that's how we look. We finish the end, tuck them in, tuck in all our ends. So now we're going to start doing the part so we could attach the buckle. So we're going to start off by doing 7 chain to start for our buckle to be attached. So we do our slip knot stitch, and then we get started. So we're going to do 7 chain, and then I keep them loose. Okay, 1, 2, 6, 7. So we did 7 chain. So now we're going to turn it to the back, and we're going to use that to work in. So the second chain from our hook will be right here. We're going to put 1 single crochet. And that's all we're going to do till you get to the end of the little row. So you should have 6 stitches when you finish. So keep on working with that, just 1 single crochet, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we made it there. So now chain 1, turn our work, and in that first stitch right here, and the following to the end of the row, all we're going to do is do 1 single crochet. So that's it for what we're going to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to repeat this row. So we did row 1 and this is row 2. So we need row 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So repeat that 5 more times, and then when you finish with that, I'll show you what to do next. So we did that pattern, and now we finish off at row 7. So to complete it, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to pull up a nice size tail, because we're going to use this tail to sew it on to our belt so our buckle could hold on. Okay, so give it a nice size tail. I'll say about 10-11 inches, and we should be good. So I'm only going to show you how to do one side, how to attach. Of course, you open it up and take out the buckle so we could work with it. I'm only going to show you how to do one side, and the other side is the same thing. Okay, it's just the other part that will hook onto it, so you're aware of. Because with our pattern, we could have did a little single crochet right here and attached it, but what I find, it pulls against our belt. I don't like that look, so that's why I'm doing this extra little piece. And as you see, it was easy. It's not a lot of work to do, and we left a nice long tail, so we're going to use that tail to do it. So you will go ahead and make another one exactly the same, so you could attach the other part of the belt the same way, but I'm just going to show you just one side. So you take it, and with the right side, because this is the wrong side, when you do it you see it, and this is the right side, so just put it over, and we're just gonna do it in half. Fit it in there, and that's it. So that's how we're going to start sewing it on. Okay, so it's in half, and now you turn it, and you're going to sew this way. All right, so we go through the thickness of our yarn when we double it over. So I'm going to grab my yarn needle, and then I'm going to start showing you how I sew it on. It's just a regular sewing method we're going to use. Okay, so we have it where we want it to start sewing on. So I go through to hold on to the other part that we crochet, and then go up to the top through everything. And we're just going to use the regular sewing method to attach it. So I went back and forth a couple of times, as much as my yarn allowed me to. Now I'm going to weave in the end, and then we have this end, just weave it in, and then that's it. That's it, we're finished. We did awesome work. I think it came out pretty nice. I love the buckle, how it came out. We did awesome work. Thank you for watching. Till next time, take care. Bye bye.